Sous vide eye of round. It makes one of the best roast beefs that you can ever have. And when you use sous vide, it turns out perfectly cooked every time. I'm going to show you why you should always use sous vide to cook eye of round, coming up next on Amazing Food Made Easy. Hey there, I'm Jason Logsdon from Amazing Food Made Easy and president of the International Sous Vide Association. And today I'm really excited to talk to you about eye of round. Eye of round is a classic roast beef cut, and it's one that a lot of people don't always know how to use. When you cook it traditionally in the oven or on the grill, sometimes it gets overcooked and it's hard to get edge to edge doneness because it's a thicker piece of meat. But when you use sous vide, it's cooked perfectly, edge to edge, every single time. And because you can set the temperature to exactly what you want, it tastes perfectly once you figure out what you want. You can replicate it every single time that you're cooking it. One of the problems with traditionally cooking eye of round is that it is still a pretty tough cut of meat. So even though you use it for roast beef, a lot of times it's still chewier and it's not nearly as tender as some of the more upscale cuts like a strip loin or a tenderloin. But with sous vide, you can cook it for 1 to 2 days and it really breaks down and tenderizes, making it be melt in your mouth and juicy and rivaling some of the better cuts of meat at only a fraction of the cost. A lot of people want to know what the best time and temperature is to sous vide eye of round. There's no real correct temperature, but it all depends on the desired doneness. If you are going for more of a steak or a roast beef, then you're normally looking at 130 to 135 for medium rare, around 140 for medium, and 145 getting up in that medium well to well done range. Some people also prefer a more braise-like texture, and for that you can go up to 150 or even 165 if you really want it to be falling apart. For eye around, the timing is usually about 1 to 2 days, and that will be long enough for it to tenderize it. If you're up in the 165 range, you can get away with 18 to 24 hours, but for anything below about 154 or below, you're looking at 1 to 2 days to really make sure that you get the most out of the sous vide process. So how do you actually go about sous viding an eye of round? First step is to prep the meat, like with most sous vide. You can trim any fat or connective tissue that's on there. You can use some kosher salt to add that. I like to salt ahead of time. Not everyone likes using salt, but it's something that I prefer doing. If you want to add a little bit of spice rubs or some herbs to the bag, you can do that, but I usually save black pepper until afterwards. I also don't add butter or olive oil to the bag. I save those for afterwards as well. You can either sous vide the eye of round whole, or you can break it down into serving portions. Because you're cooking it for 1 to 2 days to tenderize it, it really doesn't matter the size, whether it's whole or broken down, but do whatever it leads to a better presentation for what you're trying to accomplish. Sometimes breaking it down can be easier to fit into the sous vide bag too, depending on the size of the eye of round. You can also cook the eye around from frozen. You don't have to worry about thawing it ahead of time. Just add 1 to 2 hours, which on a 1 to 2 day cook doesn't really affect the timing much at all. You can then add any of your favorite seasonings to the bag if you want to add a little bit of flavor. You can use a spice rub. I also like to use fresh herbs a lot, like rosemary or thyme. And some people use prepackaged soup mixes. They're a good way to get a gravy flavor in your eye of round while it's sous viding. Once you've added everything to the bag, you simply seal it. You can use Ziploc freezer bags. You can use a vacuum bag. The water displacement method works really well with Ziploc bags, or pretty much any vacuum machine works well for eye of round. It's very easy to seal and there's not a lot of nuance to it. Once it's sealed, you want to set your sous vide machine to the final temperature. As I said, if you like medium rare, it's about 130 to 135. Medium is about 140 to 145, and if you like well done, it's above there. I would go about 150, and I usually don't go above 150. To me, that's almost like the perfect pot roast temperature. For a really long cook like this one, you don't need to let the water bath preheat. You can just put the meat in as soon as you set the temperature. In this case, it's going to be 1 to 2 days, unless you're above 160, and then we're looking at about 18 to 36 hours. So let it cook, do whatever you want to while it's in the water bath, and then when it's good and tenderized over a few days, take it out of the hot water bath and you are ready to sear it and eat it. If you are doing this for a party and you're cooking ahead of time, before you take it out of the bag, you can chill it in an ice bath and store it in the fridge for a week or two. Just reheat it at the same temperature you sous vided it at for an hour or two before you finish it off, and it should be good to go. When you're ready to eat, it's time for a quick sear. Just remove it from the plastic bag, dry the eye of round off really well using paper towels or dishcloths, then sear it over high heat. You can use a hot skillet, a cast iron pan, even a hot grill, and some people like to use a smoker. If you're doing a hot pan, you want to use a high smoke point oil like avocado oil, extra light olive oil, not extra virgin, grapeseed oil, or ghee. A lot of people use those as their go-to high smoke point oils, and that just means they can get hotter before they set off all your smoke alarms. So you want to sear it for about 2 to 3 minutes total, turning it every 30 to 45 seconds until you get a nice little golden brown crust forming around it. And if you want a better sear, you can always let it cool off on the counter or an ice bath before you start the searing process. That helps extend the cook time and gives you more leeway before the inside of the meat starts raising in temperature. And now it's ready to serve. You can serve it whole for a nice family style presentation. You can cut it into steaks. You can thinly slice it. It's great on sandwiches or French dips. I like to serve it with mashed potatoes or risotto, are two of my go-tos. A lot of people like to use this cut for steak fajitas as well. And I've also used it for cold cuts and in paninis. You just let it cool, thinly slice it, and then you can use it as some great roast beef in any of your favorite roast beef presentations. Another great way to prepare it at the end is to coat it in some freshly ground black pepper, and you can give it another sear after that, and it's a wonderful pepper steak. You can either serve it as an American style pepper steak, or you can use it in any Chinese style dishes that call for pepper steak. It's also good simply with some sea salt, some fresh herbs, a compound butter, or even on a salad, however you want to use this now tender, super flavorful cut of meat. So now you know everything you need to know about making perfectly cooked sous vide eye of round. If you have any questions, please drop them below. And for people getting started, I always recommend my free quick start course at afmeasy.com/quickstart. I've also done a lot of work with the International Sous Vide Association, including free showcases, demos, and cook-alongs at the isva.org. Until next time, I'm Jason Logston.